You have multiple members of Congress that are engaging in insider trading.
The odds that we just so happen to elect the best stock pickers in the world to Congress, I'm going to say are pretty low.
All of these people understand the market better than Warren Buffett. It's absolutely insane. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to talk about this. I remember this story popping up a long time ago, but it doesn't get the attention it deserves. The American people should know more about this than anything else that's going on in this country. And I'm going to interview an incredible guy that I met that I think is an expert on this topic. His name is Ross Givens. He got an incredible event that's coming up. Let me just give you a quick rundown of who Ross is, just real quick, so you guys know that this guy knows what he's talking about. He's a 20-year veteran of the stock market. He worked as a broker, funding manager, and vice president of investment management for J.P. Morgan Chase. So he knows what he's talking about. Now, the story that has got me perplexed is this guy, I don't know if you guys remember, the military soldier that had insider information about the raid that was happening to Maduro, and he bet on it. He only won $400,000, and they tried to put him in jail for 50 years. 50 freaking years. And you have Congress members doing this every day of the week, getting bank. And they want to put him in jail forever and let them go. Even when they try to pass legislation to say that Congress members cannot insider trade, they literally fight against it and ban it, because they want to use your taxpayer dollars in scheming to get rich. And also, Ross got an event. We'll talk about it here in a minute, but it's on Thursday, May 21st at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's completely free to my audience. We'll put the link in the description section. It's Insider Trader Truth or TradingTruth.com. But I want to play a clip of Anna Paulina because I think it reinvigorates the idea of how this all transpired, and I think she had a wonderful take. Then I'm going to bring in Ross, and we're going to get right into it, all right? Let's roll this clip real quick.
A story just came out before the show came on about one of the guys they sent in to grab Maduro out of Venezuela actually bet on that and made $400,000, and the DOJ has now arrested him. One of the guys that went into Venezuela to do that operation back in December.
Yeah, so again, the reason I wanted to talk about that is because here you have an example of the DOJ saying, you know, this is not fair. We're going to go and we're going to throw the book at this guy, right? Yeah. I'm not necessarily saying what he did is right. However, every single day in Congress, you have multiple members of Congress that are engaging in insider trading. We had an actual ban on this that we pressured leadership to bring to the floor, and we're going to get a vote on it. But Hakeem Jeffries, okay, went and told the Democrats not to support this ban, and we were receiving own pressure from our own leadership on pushing this forward. And yet you have a member who went on this raid, which, by the way, our military members don't get paid a lot. But the member that goes on this raid places a bet, and yet he's facing, I think, up to 50 or 60.
All right, so y'all get it. Even Anna Paulina Luna is articulating exactly what I said. It is a crazy, crazy thing. But I want to bring in Ross Givens real quick, and we're going to get right into this topic. Nobody else can talk about this or have the information like he does. So help me welcome to the show, Ross Givens.
Hey, Brandon, good to see you.
Great to see you as well, man. We're going to get right into this thing.
Go for it.
How in the flying flip do Congress members get away with this stuff?
Real simple. They write the laws, right? So in order for them to stop insider trading and making millions off the information they learn in Congress, they would have to themselves personally write, draft, vote on, and approve a bill that takes away their big honey hole. They've brought to the floor 3, 4, 5 of these in the last few years, magically. None of them ever passed. Most of them don't even get voted on. Pelosi used to bring these things in the middle of the night or on New Year's Eve or something when nobody be there to vote for it. And yet, as you said, I mean, the hypocrisy of this is just astronomical. And like she pointed out, it's not ideal what he did. He shouldn't be betting on this stuff. But if someone in this country deserves to make $400,000 somewhat shystily, I'm probably going to say it's the Special Forces badass who black-bagged a narco-terrorist in the middle of the night, risking his life, versus someone like Pelosi, who has been sucking at the taxpayers' teat for the last 2 decades.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. You made a salient point there. It's like these guys are putting their lives on the line. I'm talking about training is putting their lives on the line during training. And then they get out there and they do something that can change the world. And the guy made $400,000. Like my biggest thing that I was upset with him about is not necessarily that he did it, which was wrong, but he only made $400,000 off of this. Congress members are making millions off of this stuff, so he made $400,000. I think that they shouldn't be so punitive towards him. I know it has something to do with divulging or top secret information in part to leverage to make some money. But at the end of the day, man, make the man pay the money back. Give him a slap on the wrist. Maybe he can sit out a little bit. Maybe have to do some type of discipline for the military. Let him get back out there and do his thing. But I got a couple more things I want to talk to you about. And, how can you tell us more about how the average person can take advantage of this stuff too? Because, we complain about it. I complain about it. And it's like, since they're not going to do nothing about it, how do we take advantage of it?
Yeah, and that's why we hold these training events. You mentioned we have one coming up this Thursday, the 21st at 3. It's online, it's free, anybody can come. And the whole point of these is to show people how to use this information for your own advantage, because it is free, it is available, and essentially you can follow the same trades they're making. As we pointed out, they're not going to stop, okay? This has been called out by the President of the United States, the richest man in the world, everyone in Congress, all the public knows they're doing it. They're not stopping. So you can sit around and scream and fuss about it, or you can say, all right, well, they're clearly good at this. They're announcing their trades. Why don't I just follow along and make some money alongside them? And I promise it will not bother you as much if you make 10 or 20 grand buying the same stocks. And so that's what we show people how to do. And the evidence is overwhelming. Like, this is not just Pelosi, even though she's not even in Congress anymore. It's not just one person. They're all doing this. If you want to pull up that 2024 or 2025 Congressional Trading Report, these are the top returns, the top members in Congress last year on their total stock portfolio, not one pick. So we're not talking about.
Is this the one? This is the one we want to see?
That's 2024. You can look at 24 as well. I mean, 2024 was just as bad. And I've marked Warren Buffett on that to give you an idea of the level of outperformance here. So Buffett, who I think we all agree knows what he's doing, has a phenomenal year, 24, 25%. Look what the members of Congress are doing, 40, 70, 100, 149% from Rouser in a single year. And if you look at 2025, it's the same story. Big performance, well in excess of the stock market. And so the odds that we just so happen to elect the best stock pickers in the world to Congress, I'm going to say are pretty low. The odds are cheating are very, very high. If you want to look at conclusive, look at that Congress buy strategy I sent you.
Yeah.
There is hundreds of millions of dollars now being allocated to strategies that simply follow the stock trades of Congress. And over the last, like a 5-year period here? I mean, it's massively outperformed the market, 37% per year. Every $100 and there's $400. So what we do in these training events is just show people how this all works. Like, it's all available. It's all free. There's online databases. You can see the trades of Congress. That's both the Senate and the House. You can also track corporate insiders. Don't think this is just limited to Congress. I mean, when CEOs and CFOs and vice presidents, they also have access to great information about their companies. And all this is public record. So, as they say, if you can't beat them, join them. So we show people where this stuff is, how to find it, what to look for. That's why we hold these events like the one coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that event. I think people are going to be mind blown. I want to show a couple more articles, because you sent me a few things that we could put up here. Show Nancy Pelosi her trade. When I saw this, I almost passed out. How does she know to pick that trade at the very bottom of the market? I mean, if you look at this span of time, it couldn't get any lower. It was like right at the lowest point. She buys the thing right before it explodes, like it has never exploded before.
This was her trade last year. This is one of her last ones in office. And look, she did this stuff for 20 years, and it's really pretty common sense. I'll give you one of the most egregious examples. But if you remember, there was something called the CHIPS Act passed in 2022 that gave $50 or $60 billion to these semiconductor companies. And the idea makes sense that, hey, all the semis are getting made in China. That's a big risk. We want to bring them all to the U.S. Fully support that. Should your and my tax dollars go to it? Probably not. That's another story. So they're giving massive money to these companies. She helped draft this bill. She did a road show with Biden to get it passed. She was the Speaker of the House at the time. And 2 weeks before that bill passed, giving $50 billion to Intel and NVIDIA and the others, she bought $1 million in NVIDIA call options, right? And not just the stock, leveraged short-term all or nothing bets and turned that million into like 4 or 5 million. So they are just privy to information that if they're not complete morons, which some of them are, but they can use this to make a ton of money. And so if you look for this stuff, I'll give you another great example. Susie Lee, bring up that, it's number 7, the Susie Lee example. Now, this was a stock she bought in 2024 called Rheinmetall. And the reason this one stood out, unlike Pelosi and some of the others, Susie Lee almost never buys stocks. In fact, she hadn't bought any in like 2 or 3 years, and she buys one stock. And it wasn't Amazon, it wasn't Google or NVIDIA. It was Rheinmetall, which is a German arms manufacturer. Now, Miss Lee sits, I believe, on the House Appropriations Committee. The people who decide who gets certain military contracts and funding. Show what the stock did in the year after she bought it. Look at that next image there. Look at this stock. Now, I know some people get lucky, but the one stock she buys in 4 years is an offshoot German arms manufacturer that quadruples in 13 months. Give me a break. So we just look for this really outlier stuff where they're taking huge leverage positions, when they're buying some random off-site, or off the radar stock for the first time in a while that is tied to some kind of committee they're on, and we just follow along. That's simple.
This is the craziest thing I've heard. I always think about this stuff. I always think about trading, and I cannot believe that this is not more available to the public. Like, you would almost think if you had you go and do an index fund or whatever at one of these institutions, that they would just follow the Congress members and be like, I could get you some crazy returns. Because when I look at this, I don't think it's a question that these people are insider trading. When you showed that list, Warren Buffett is down there and he's the guru. And all of these people are better than Warren Buffett. All of these people understand the market better than Warren Buffett. It's absolutely insane.
And these returns aren't seen anywhere. Like, you don't see Wall Street funds doing this. You don't see hedge funds doing this. Like, it's just too much of an outlier. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, bud.
No. I just want to. I think we're going to put the link to this, because how many events have you done like this? Because this is. I think people will really gain value for being informed, and of course, because it's free. I mean, I don't know how a person wouldn't sign up, at least check it out. But how many events have you done like this?
We usually do 1 to 2 per quarter. So we've done 8 or 10 of these, and we just keep doing them. The feedback's like overwhelming. We use this software to host these online events that was capping out like 1,000 people, and we were maxing those out. People couldn't get in, so we had to spend more and expand them. And it's really just common sense. Everybody knows this is happening, but they know that it's possible. They just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to find the information, how to access it, how to use it. And again, politicians are just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, think about the CEO and the chief medical officers of a little pharmaceutical company. They know how drug trials are going. They know if they're going to get FDA approval, et cetera. They know about the legal actions coming out. They know if they're going to beat a big earnings report. They know if they're going to beat on sales and earnings. They know how many vehicles they're. I mean, they know everything. And so when you see a bunch of people at one of these companies piling into a stock out of nowhere, it's usually like either not a bad time to buy at the very worst, and B, a very good time to buy because something's about to come out. So we show people how to do this. Like everything the government does, it's not efficient. Their website is not easy to navigate. So we built some tools to make that easier. And look, we have a service. We do this for our members. We've been doing it since 2017. We've outperformed the market every single year doing this, not to any skill of my own, but because the idea is simple and it works. But the training events, we show people how to do it, where it all is. And it's extremely eye-opening, and most people, get a lot out of it. So I hope people attend. By the way, those who register, we did something special for your viewers. Everyone who registers, even if you don't attend, we're sending out our most recent stock pick. So it's all the research, which insiders are buying, how to mitigate risk, everything. The idea being we just want you to see what's available to you. So we're going to give you one for free. So even if you can't attend live, I encourage people to click that link and sign up.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, Ross. I know you're a very busy man, and I appreciate you hooking my people up. We're going to put all that the link and everything in the description section. Man, God bless you for letting this stuff be known, and I hope that everybody that go to this get crazy returns on their investment, because these crooked politicians have been raking us over the coals all this time. So, but anyway, man, God bless you, brother. Thank you so much for coming and joining me.
Hey, thanks. It's a pleasure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, see, I couldn't let it go, man. Once I heard Ross' story and I heard the stuff that he's doing, I said, there's no way in the world that we're going to let this go. I used to always wonder, like, how do I, if you make it easier to do, people will go in and check it out, because everybody and their mama know these people are trading. But then you don't know, like, well, how do I find out? What system do I go? What websites? Now you got it. Now you have an opportunity on Thursday, May the 21st at 3 p.m. Eastern. The link will be in the description. All you got to do is click on insidertradingtruth.com, insidertradingtruth.com, and it's absolutely free to y'all. Ross hooked it up. Give it a try. Take a look at it, and see if it's something that works for you.